So we have entered the second hour here on Pure 24/7 Radio, and I am joined by Liza Hartley from the band Four Kingdoms Cause. Hello.
Hello, Stephen. How are you? Thanks for having me back.
It's a pleasure to have you back. It was great chatting to you last time, and we're really excited to talk about a brand new song of yours. So why don't you start by letting us know what Four Kingdoms Cause is? Just give us a recap, an overview of the band.
Yeah, so for Kingdom's Cause started with just me writing songs, and we've now got a drummer on board, which is wonderful. Whether that will grow in future, we will see. God's will and all that. It may just be the two of us, and we're kind of rock music for the people that love like the Kerrang generation. So, love God, but want a bit of the heavy music in there because that's the stuff that we love. So that's what we do.
Excellent. I can definitely get behind that. So what have you been up to since we last chatted? Oh, it must have been October last year, I reckon. What have you
Yes,
been up
I
to?
I think it was. Yeah, so we spoke when we released, well, it was just me back then, released Renovation, the debut single. So since then, we've been in the studio, me and Dan, and we started to record some tracks. We started doing an EP to begin with, but the more and more we did, the more God spoke, and it's now turned into a bit of an album. So that's coming later in the year. We've just literally released our first single from that album, and that's called Tyranny and Lies, which I understand you're going to play shortly.
Yes, really excited to play this. So I have already heard the song and it's absolutely ace. Really excited to bring it
Oh.
to everyone here at Pure 24/7 Radio. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the journey of writing this particular song? I mean, you say very much inspired and got an album coming, which is super exciting. But what inspired this particular song?
This song was actually written, like all the tracks on this upcoming album, they were written a couple years ago, actually. Um, and they're much more lived now. I've been through the experiences of all of these songs. This particular one, I was reading Live No Lies by John Mark Comer at the time, which partly inspired it. And it's mainly, I think, having a daughter in particular. I've got two children, but I've got a daughter, and I think it's quite hard for young girls these days in particular. It's not just aimed at obviously young girls, but that's sort of what gets me in the heart at the moment. It's a song of just sort of saying no to the enemy for all the lies and all the, the things that come into our heads that just tell us, we're not good enough, or we're not pretty enough, or, for the older ones among us, oh, you don't look as young as the other person, or you don't have the house, or, the car. So it's a song, really, it's kind of a bold declaration to the enemy to say, no, I know, I'm aware of you, I know your lies, and I won't let them, sink into my skin, as I sing within the song. It's about identifying the lie and just injecting truth into it.
I love that. That sounds really good. That is a very common theme in this sort of genre of music, sort of standing up, that kind of
Mm.
battle cry, which I think is something of what you're talking about there. So really excited to be playing this song for everyone to hear very, very soon. But tell us a little bit more about the rest of the album. What can you give us a tease for?
Well, I'd say this was probably the heaviest single release that we're going to do. The next one, I'm dropping a little bit sooner than I initially thought. It's actually going to be released on Valentine's Day. I haven't actually announced it anyway yet, but there you go. So it's going to be on Valentine's Day,
Cool.
and it's a song. It's about relationships, and it's about inviting God into that relationship. I'll probably say not much more than that, but yeah, it's a good one. It's a little bit different.
A little bit of a sneak peek for what's to come.
Yeah.
Very exciting. So you said you mentioned Dan. Who's Dan? Is he the drummer?
Dan is the drummer, yeah. So I actually met him when I was about 16, at a Battle of the Bands concert when we were like teenagers, and he was in another band, and I remember like knowing of him then. And then we sort of got back in touch years and years later. We were in a band together previously, and yeah, he liked what I was doing with this and wanted to jump on board with it. So it's awesome to be working with him again.
So does that mean his drumming is in this song we're going to play?
Yes, he is.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's
That's
drumming
really
in it.
cool. So I think it's about time we jump into this. I'm really excited to play it, and it is. I have heard it. It is genuinely very exciting to be bringing this to us. So, what would you want people to sum up all we've talked about? What would you want
Yeah.
people to take away from this song as they listen to it in a moment?
I think it's kind of knowing that not every thought that you have is true. As we get so many thoughts, don't we, come into our minds all the time, and it's just knowing that it's not all true. So don't take it on board, because I think thoughts can become feelings, and then feelings can then become actions. So it's almost like trying to nip it in the bud, and go no, and just don't let it manifest into anything further.
Excellent. And with that, we're going to play for you Four Kingdoms Cause, Tyranny and Lies. Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa.
Thank you, Stephen. You take care.